Life's a gamble, take a chance in the twilight of fortune's dance.
This episode of Sin City Spin, Drew hates on Valentine's Day, Jason hates on pickleball, and Mental plays guilt trip with his birthday. Really, we discuss workforce productions, give bad relationship advice, and the first Las Vegas rainfall in 214 days. Also, we all hate on Pickleball and Valentine's Day because they are stupid.
Host with voices rich and cool, share the secrets, break the rules. Martini wisdom flows like gold, every episode a story told.
Hey, look at that. It still worked.
I was ready to just roll.
As you should.
Like Rick rolls?
Off to a bad start.
I don't know. I feel like Slider would, in fact, never give us up or let us down. But we've got a whole different intro, which Slider's supposed to be reading now-ish.
I was going to, except you cheered and patted yourself on the back so quickly after playing the theme song.
Self-love is important.
We're keeping all this in, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not editing.
All right.
I'm too lazy.
All right, tighten it up.
Editing sounds like work.
Lock it up, guys. If you're still with us, greetings from fabulous Las Vegas. I am Jason Slider LeDuc, and your parents will love me. You are seeing this on or after Monday, February 17th, even though the number of the date wasn't in the notes. Also with us, it's Drew Masur. Your kids will love him. Not sure how you should feel about that, but that's also in the notes. To my far left, and by that I mean in San Diego right now, it's Christian Mental Ward, and he's the one your dog will love.
That totally tracks. See, I see dogs loving you. I think I'm better with the moms than I am children's. I'm very intolerant of children that are not mine or connected to people I care about. Like stranger kids. Stranger kids are just weird and creepy.
You both entertained an entire family on a C-17 Space A flight from Guam some years ago.
Yeah, because I wanted to bang the parents.
Multiple families.
There was a lot of moms. I was very good with the moms. Honestly, Slider was better playing with the kids. It's like a walking jungle gym.
How times have changed.
No, that was all working ankles on the moms, at least for me.
Fair.
And getting
fair enough.
King, which we ended up getting.
Yeah, Drew waited for the dads to catch commercial flights back to Korea, and then he started working on the moms. All right, you guys talk. I'll be right back.
Just Jody and huh?
Oh, well, hey, so
speaking of doing things with fewer people,
that one works. That's an excellent segue. Good job.
I've been really I actually meditated. I was like, I'm going to get better about my transitions rather than going topic change, hard break. So speaking of being good at your job and doing things with fewer people until Slider gets back. Lots of reductions in the old federal workforce, which is kind of crazy because, as military, certainly most of mine, and I think yours as well. I don't want to speak for you guys. My area is working with DOD. I did not work outside of DOD. I did a couple touch points with USDA, but I never worked with Department of Energy, Department of. So I'm less familiar with their missions and how they're set up and organized, but I know people in the DOD wanted to go into the federal workforce. That was kind of our big transition, you were a rank on Friday and then you were Mr. on Monday, and you went to a lot of the same jobs, did a lot of the same things, and brought all that experience. Let's get into it. What are you guys thinking about all these changes to the federal workforce?
So the proposed changes, and this is one of the beefs I've always had with this. Oh, the government should run like a business. What's the product of the government? And if you can't define that, then you can't you can't really run it as a business. But they're coming in there with this business attitude of, we're going to, if you remember the movie Office Space, we're going to fire everybody and then hire back cheaper, younger labor. But they're coming into this with this attitude that has failed in the last two companies that they've attempted it at. And then
I love
they don't
Slider right now.
they don't understand the mission of the agencies and the importance of experience in these things. And they're eroding the trust of the people that they're hoping to hire cheaper versions of to replace. Why am I going to go work for a company when I can't trust them anymore on this one? And it's all, it seems all very, very arbitrary, and it's being decided by a group of elites. I'm less than keen on it, and this has always been my problem. The ultimate goal of do more with less operates under the fundamental flaw that you can do everything with nothing, because that's ultimately what you're working towards.
Strongly agree.
Okay. Strongly agree.
Yeah.
From 1 to 5,
you know,
1 being strongly disagree and 5 being strongly agree. 5 strongly agree.
And
I
the whole initiative is not funded. This whole, like, we'll buy out your contract, there ain't no money for that. Ain't nobody approved that. The people that control the money have not said anything. They have not seen Bill 1 that
the
says
payroll's already approved. Payroll's already, look, if you told me in
payroll is
January,
approved.
no, in
but-
February, if you told me in
Sure.
February that you would pay me till September, I will gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
The challenge
I'm
with that,
done. Peace and chicken grease. I'm out.
the challenge with that, and I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know this for sure, but kind of in the general principles we all understood working for the government is not allowed to pay you for work you didn't do. So
Facts.
in my humble, non-legal, non-official opinion, you can't use payroll money. I should say, I don't think you can use payroll money that has been appropriated for payrolls to give some kind of severance or bonus. That's what this would have to be in government parlance, right? In government language, this would have to be a bonus. If I understand it right, and I'm leaning back on when we got our bonuses in the Air Force back in the early 2000s, all of those bonuses had to go through Congress for appropriation before they could issue those bonuses to us. So that is my layman's, non-lawyer's understanding of this.
Right.
Discuss
I
amongst
think
yourself.
they could pay them to stay home as, some kind of alternate work location, work from home. What's my workload? Nothing. I think that there's
you
ways
have
to skirt
you have a
around that.
job description, right? Everybody has a job description, and if you're not doing
Right.
it, can we pay
Well,
you? So treat it as a
I mean,
question
we've
more
been
than a
working out-
fact, right?
Mhm.
Can
We've been
we
working
pay
outside of
someone
PDs for a long
not
time.
doing work?
Yep. And as far as paying people for services not rendered, I mean, I think the DoD just failed their 7th audit, much of it for paying for goods and services they did not receive or overpaying for them. I don't know. I don't think the courts are going to stop it. I think right now there's an appetite for, if we're like, I look at it from a personal perspective. If
It's
you're
not
having
a
a hard
question
time
of it's
paying
not
your
a question
bill,
of the courts. It's not a question of the courts. Where's the money coming from? Because you can't use the payroll money. You can't.
I don't think you can use
I think they're
payroll
mixing pots of money and what we used to call colors of money and all that kind of stuff. And believe me, I am no expert in how things are appropriated, but there's a lot of money out there, and I think they're just going to
Oh,
wind
and
it all
let's-
up. And
let's go with this too. The individuals that are promising these money all have a reputation for absolutely renegotiating those deals after it's been accepted and not paying the money.
or
And-
reneging on them.
That and the government is also notorious for, oh yeah, we promised you this thing, but now we don't have the money and we're not going to give you the thing.
I think there's an appetite right now for spending on certain priorities. Maybe armored Teslas. That's apparently a real thing now. Armored cyber cabs are going to be a real thing, but there's an appetite to spend the money. But there's enough people going, hey, we're having a hard enough time paying our bills. So one, the easy answer is let's quit giving charity, if you will, USAID and such.
Sure.
Let's save money where we can and fire a bunch of unnecessary workers, and then take all that money and apply it to our priorities, aka tax cuts. And generally speaking, I think that makes large portions of voters happy.
It's lovely, but the way they're doing it, they can't. It's someone didn't bother to read the rule book.
But who enforces the rule book? I mean, if the three of us agree, hey, we're not going to take a crap in each other's porches. I don't know. And then we just abide by that. And we call that the balance of power. And we do all this lovely stuff. And then one day someone just craps on everybody's porch. What are you going to do? Slider.
I will not agree to that proposition.
So here's all these unanswered questions, and your initial perspective was, oh, this is a good deal. It's not a good deal. It's a non-existent deal. It's a made-up deal that no one has agreed to. Somebody has to write a check and sign that check, and the person who has to write that check, if they decide not to, well, now where's your money? Where's that buyout? You said I didn't have to work until September, but I stopped getting a check. So who enforces that? Oh, that guy, but we let them go. So this is a stupid deal. And
Yeah,
that's why none of them are taking it. There's
three issues here that don't really intersect, right? One is what's popular with the people, which has no bearing on whether you need an appropriation to do this or not, which has no bearing over whether this is a good idea or not, right? And if it were me, if I were still working for the government and I were considering this, I'd be saying, show me the paperwork, I'll sign it.
Yes. An email is not a binding agreement.
And
I feel like I would take the deal and then in September just get rehired because they're going to need to fill vacancies.
Yeah, and there's that aspect of it too that we all understand that everyone else doesn't if you haven't worked for the government, you don't understand. But yeah, I mean, text I quit to 696969 is not a legal contract.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
And
it's
number.
That was fantastic.
Elon Musk thinks that's funny too.
He hired a bunch of 19-year-olds to come in and write code. So they're all still acting like
teenagers. You talking about big balls?
Is
a 19-year-old with the handle big balls that was all over CNN?
Yeah.
And then Elon Musk actually changed his handle to Hairy Balls just to make the news reporters say big balls and hairy balls. Which I will say for free, Mr. Elon.
Yeah. Does anyone else think
Elon, if you're looking for ways?
Does anyone else think the most disturbing part of all of this, constitutional crises, lack of following the law, shredding the federal work, does anyone else think the most disturbing part of this is how many 19-year-olds Elon Musk hangs out with?
There's something wonky there. Yeah.
Man, that is a bowl of Wheaties I do not want to take a piss in. Lord Elon, if you're listening, I know you are.
Stage. When was the last time you hung out with a 19-year-old?
Not counting your kid.
Not counting your kid.
Yeah.
That's a thinker, huh?
Been a minute. Yeah. Not a lot of them floating around. Then again, I'm not hanging out at colleges promising internships.
Around, just not us.
I feel like if I went to a college and offered some internships, I'd have a lot of them.
Yeah. But you'd be offering internships, whatever your motives are.
It's a lot of 19-year-olds willing to work for free, I guess.
So yes, it is. It is. And think also at a time when you were in a position to work with young people, 18 and 19-year-olds. Now you supervised them, you gave them jobs. How often did you hang out with them as the
I
boss?
mean, yeah, not a lot because they're hard to tolerate even at work sometimes. It's not because they're
Yes.
bad people. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just there's a generational difference we can all acknowledge. It's all over the interwebs. There's
Oh, and it predates the internet. It's every generation. But yeah.
right.
Yeah, I mean, I won't even date girls under 25 anymore. So
I mean, it's good to have standards.
yeah,
You know, hairy balls.
yeah, it's not worth it. It's too much trouble.
Oh.
It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work.
I don't care how hot they are.
Yeah, we met. Yeah, well, we're digressing now into who we met at
So
what
well,
social
no,
event.
but speaking of dating and too much trouble and romantic endeavors, you had another thing.
Oh yeah, no, I'm chock full of thought bubbles today. Gummies are fully working.
As long as they're thought bubbles.
What's that?
As long as they're just thought bubbles.
Oh,
We're
we
gonna go
thought
with
we were
that.
getting canceled last week. Oh.
Does anyone watch this?
No, man. I love how every week we're like, man, this is probably our final episode. This is probably our final episode.
Oh.
Yes, thank you for that excellent transition, as we've all been working on. Let's talk about the made-up holiday, Valentine's Day. First of all, I have absolutely no belief in holiday. Okay, it's a made-up holiday to sell chocolate, which, by the way, is super expensive, by the way, with coffee now. When did that happen? Like chocolate, eggs, and coffee? I would have never thought. It's like toilet paper during the pandemic. You can't find it anywhere. But Valentine's Day, it's a made-up holiday to go buy jewelry, to go buy chocolates, to buy
your Valentine a tank of gas. It's cheaper than chocolate, eggs, and coffee. It's a callback to our very first episode. I think it was our very first episode.
That's why the self-driving cars are going to fix everything, and that's a callback to the callback. Speaking of calling somebody back, Valentine's Day. Okay, what do you guys? Are you guys Valentine's Day people? Are you like, oh, be my Valentine? I'm going to get you some hearts and chocolates and I love yous. And don't get me wrong, I'm not crapping on the idea of romance. I think you should be romantic whenever you can be. But I don't think it needs to be February 14th and, marked up 300%. And then if you don't do it the right way, people are mad. Let's discuss.
Well, I'm off the hook for Valentine's Day this year, so I don't have a ton to add to this argument.
Fair enough. And by the time people
sure.
Oh, great. I'm locked up. I don't know how that happened.
Uh-oh. We can hear you, though. Keep going.
Sure. So, yeah, there we go. I do disagree, like an overemphasis of the holiday. And by the time people are listening to this, if they're in trouble because they did something wrong on Valentine's Day, it's already happened, so we can't help them. But I do find an overemphasis, and I'm out of town right now, so I'm going to go home and we're just going to do Valentine's Day whenever. I have never been much of a Valentine's Day person, but to my credit, I'm not an any kind of holiday person. I don't particularly care about anything except for St. Patrick's Day, Halloween, and New Year's. These are just, where I go through, and Cinco de Mayo. And you could probably figure out why on all three of those, but
you're big drinking holidays.
Exactly.
I think that's
proper
all of
drinking
us in the military. We spent so many deployments. You're gone for a birthday, gone for an anniversary, gone for this, that, the other thing, Christmases.
Sure.
I mean, I've gone all the time for Christmas because I was the single guy, and I let, everybody else go home to their families because, don't be a dick.
Well, even when I was married, I would work Christmas because I didn't have kids for exactly the same reason. Yeah. What do I care? I want New Year's off. You guys go do Santa Claus stuff.
Right. You give me New Year's. You guys have Christmas Eve. You do all your family stuff. You go caroling.
Sure.
I have no desire to do any of that.
I would argue that an overemphasis on any particular randomly selected date and time. Now, anniversaries, I can understand people in relationships getting wound up over that, but this overemphasis and uncommunicated expectations on randomly chosen dates is a warning sign. Now, I am terrible at dating. That's why I don't do it. I have been with the same person since the last century.
Yeah, that and you're
And
married.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
I was
yeah.
gonna say your
So
wife, I don't think would be very cool with you dating. She's
not
super
at
cool with
all.
me dating though. She
Oh,
loves
maybe
me
now
dating.
she would.
So but we've also learned the flexibility of, it's not the date, it's the actions that you take during the course of the year. And then on top of that, I just never really cared about Valentine's Day because it was the day after my birthday. Still is. So there's a much more
Happy
important holiday the day
birthday!
prior.
Happy birthday!
Yeah.
I feel like a
torn
little bit of an
between-
ass for not knowing that.
Yeah, I'm torn between wishing you a happy birthday and you choosing this day to record so you could drop that on us because you knew we didn't know.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, I didn't know Drew was going to go with this Valentine's Day thing. So no, again, emphasis on holidays I don't care about.
Yeah, it's just made up stuff. I think if you are doing the right things, I think if you're taking care of your partner and being romantic when you can, and like you said, talking about what your expectations are, not just on a given day, but how do you give and receive love, all those sort of things, then you're doing great. Of course, I am also single, so maybe I'm not so good at it either. I'm new to the single on Valentine's Day thing, so I bought tickets to a burlesque show here in town. I'm going to go to the Area 15 Miss Nasty show.
Yeah, that's the way
Proper.
the ancient Catholics used to celebrate Valentine's Day, right?
Isn't that how
I
Saint
did
Valentine
see.
got his wings?
I did see a thing. There is a and maybe I'm just noticing it, but a growing industry and marketing events to people not in relationships for Valentine's Day. I'm out here in San Diego, so I did some drop-in classes at a local fitness studio, and oddly enough, all of the fitness instructors are single and not happy about it. Which, seeing them being fitness instructors, I don't understand how that got wrapped up. But they all have these events planned, and they're talking about the various phases of the moon in accordance with how they're doing it, and all the exercises were opening your hearts type stuff. The circa on the roof of the circa for Valentine's Day, they are having Galentine's Day. So it's all the ladies who are not attached. They're having a special celebration up there, and Drew just figured out what he's doing tomorrow night. And it is funny how this has gotten to be such a deal that if you're not falling within this confines of this Valentine's Day relationship nonsense, you are now a vulnerable demographic to marketing ploys. So we're not just getting your money if you're in a relationship with flowers and chocolates. We're getting your money if you're single too. Give us all the money.
All hail the robot overlords. Long may they reign. Because that's what AI is, data gathering. When they say it's getting your data, that's what we're talking about. Are you single? Are you not? So we know whether you need to go to Gal's Day or a burlesque show or some very expensive chocolates and apparently very cheap diamonds. Who knew? Who knew?
Are chocolates more expensive than diamonds now?
Probably.
Well, I mean, chocolate futures are going up and there's a shortage, and diamonds, apparently De Beers lost a bunch of money because they're just sitting on piles of diamonds because everyone's like, apparently you can grow them in a lab now super cheap and they look kind of samesies.
Well, they were also, the De Beers family has, we're getting way off topic. They've been propping the artificial value of
Oh, it can be
diamonds
the next topic.
For
Yeah, diamonds are trash
Hundreds of years.
gemstones.
They are. They're just,
Blood diamonds are beautiful.
eh.
Please clip that mental. Please clip that on our social media. That's all I want to see on our social media on repeat. In our Instagram story.
Do you get us out of this. Yeah,
But, I mean, okay, Valentine's is a crap holiday, like so many crap holidays. And those of us that have spent many, many times deployed don't care about the actual day. Celebrate when you can. I think it's actually more romantic to not do it on February 14th or maybe the 13th, since it's your birthday. And say, hey, man, let's do it, March 10th, or, let's go out for International Women's Day.
Look, no matter what your relationship status, just be cool. If you're in a relationship, be cool throughout the year and do good stuff for your partner throughout the year. If you have a partner who's really into Valentine's Day, up your game on Valentine's Day.
But plan ahead, plan that months
do
out.
Something else. If you're single and you want to go with a bunch of folks who do something on Valentine's Day, awesome. Send your cards and letters for unqualified dating advice to Ask Slider, care of Sin City Spin, and I will ignore them like I ignore everything else that comes along with this podcast.
Absolutely. There you go.
Oh, I might read a couple of them. You know what? That's how you get me to check messages. They'd be like, I'm going to look at all the
They're not
weird
asking
stuff.
Drew, they're asking Slider. Don't you dare answer one of those.
I wouldn't answer them, but I would bring them to your attention, like an assistant. Dare I say, a 19-year-old intern. And that's a callback, people.
What's on your mind this week, Slider?
Oh, let me get my stuff ready here. All right. I know I asked this a lot on this podcast, but do you know what's going on this weekend?
Little Miss Nasty Burlesque show at Area 15. I'm going.
Galentine's at the roof of the Circa.
Also true. Also, we're having Tech Alley in downtown Las Vegas if you're interested in tech and the startup community. So come on down to downtown Las Vegas on Saturday. We'll be live streaming. I'll be live streaming from there. I don't know what you guys will be doing.
This Saturday, well,
you will have missed it by the time you're watching this. However, we do it the third Saturday of every month, and we live stream every month.
Heck with it. No, we're putting it up now. All right. We're I'll have the show up in time, so Amanda will know that she can go to Tech Alley, and so will Sherlock. They will know that they can go to Tech
in a hotel room on your birthday and edit this episode so you can post.
I'm in an Airbnb, and I'll do it tonight when I get off work. It'll be fine.
Better than doing Valentine's Day stuff.
No, Drew, I'm in an Airbnb, asshole.
I'm too good for the hotel.
You are too good for so many things. Happy birthday, man! I hope you have fun editing and doing whatever else you're going to do tonight in that Airbnb.
Yes, Tech Alley.
So no matter when you see this, don't worry about Tech Alley. No matter when you see this, Andre Agassi, remember him, tennis guy?
Yeah,
tennis guy, number one tennis guy in the world for a long time. Yeah. Andre Agassi is looking to continue his pickleball dominance after teaming with Andy Roddick to win the inaugural Pickleball Slam. The local tennis legend paired up with his wife, Steffi Graf, to win Pickleball Slam 2. Well, guess what's this weekend? Pickleball Slam 3, and they're going to try to retain their titles and take home a $1 million prize against Roddick and Eugenie Bouchard at Pickleball Slam 3. So, what do you guys think about pickleball in general and former tennis pros schooling everyone in pickleball?
I always liked Andre Agassi. Sorry, I got, he was one of those people that was bigger than the sport. Same thing with Steffi Graf. Like they become larger than the sport on there. And I thought they did a lot of good with that. As someone who today turned 54 years old, I absolutely refuse to acknowledge the existence of pickleball. I will never play pickleball. I do not want to do pickleball. That is like just crazy old people activity. I'm not there, man.
I think the E-Trade baby put it best when he said pickleball. It's like tennis for babies, but for adults.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm kind of brings people joy. I'm not
pickleball.
Yeah. I'm not bagging on people who enjoy pickleball in the same reads. I'm not bagging on people that enjoy botany or people that enjoy, stamp collecting or painting little figurines. If it brings you joy, it brings you joy. I'm already so many cliches. I cannot get into pickleball.
I know very little about pickleball. I've only been kind of catching it in pop culture references and TV shows where they tend to explain it in much the same way. It's kind of like tennis, and I'm like, all right, it seems like tennis a little slower. Hey, tennis is supposed to be a great workout. If old folks are out there playing pickleball, I mean, shit, good on them. I guess if their knees and hips work, I can't wait for the robot implants to come out so that I can continue to play tennis with my cybernetic legs. Yeah, that's where I'm at on it. Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned the pop culture references because for about 3 or 4 years, I was convinced this was a made up thing just for like comedians and late night. And like, I didn't realize this was a real thing until about a year ago.
I thought it was an inside joke of like a meme or something that I was just like, okay, like someone went viral for a diss track or something. I was like, all right, I guess whatever that is.
whatever that is. Yeah, I was convinced for a very long time this was a fake thing that people were just making jokes about.
It
Sorry,
still kind of
people.
is. It still kind of, yeah. I mean, people are making jokes about it.
It's kind of a little tongue in cheek now. I mean, you're starting to see a little bit more of a transition where people are like, "Oh, let's play pickleball." Yeah, I saw it on Ghosts and a couple other shows. I didn't know it was a real thing. It seems to be really popular, and I mean, I guess I mean, I'm never a big tennis. Like, it never occurs to me to wake up and go, "I'm going to go to a tennis court and play tennis." So I don't think it's going to occur to me to go, I'm going to go play pickleball with a pickle.
That's I don't even know. I don't even know if how that works.
What part of pickleball involves the pickle? That's what I want to know. Racquetball has a racket.
Squash.
I think there is a ball.
There is a ball.
Volleyball, you volley over the net. I just feel like pickleball should have something pickle-esque. Like, is it the people that are pickled? Like, what's pickled about it? The tennis ball?
I don't. Yeah. If you know where the pickle and the pickleball
how did pickleball get its name? Let us know.
Let us know.
Tell us in the comments. Hey. I won't read it.
No. I will. You guys might have noticed this. I did not. I'm out here in San Diego where it's been cloudy all week. But for the first time, as we record in 214 days, Las Vegas got its first measurable rainfall. 1/100th of an inch.
It's still raining out there. That's why I had to get up. I had to let the dog in. I didn't. Any other day, I would have let the dog just be outside in the sun and it would have been fine. But it's raining kind of hard here, or was at the moment.
Yes. So it's a major Pacific storm unleashing snow, possibly in some of the upper north areas, and we should see a half inch of rain through Friday. Some of these areas are getting more, with parts of the valley seeing snow flurries. So it is a winter storm warning in effect for Spring Mountain, north of the city, until 4 p.m. tomorrow, and the mountains will be getting 12 inches of snow.
Holy cow.
7,000 feet and above, up to 2 feet of snow. And this is a big deal because not just the rain there in the valley, we can finally get all the dust off of our cars, but also this is making sure that we are on there. And water conservation in Las Vegas has always been kind of yeah, we try. But then during the Lake Mead shortage, they got serious about it. So already the city has broadcast, hey, turn off your sprinklers. It's raining.
Yeah.
I'm just very proud of the city for pivoting that quickly and still trying to be effective with the water management.
This has been the Valley's most accurate weather forecast with Mental Ward. Number 1 in Las Vegas in the Valley.
For a reason.
And if you listen to Mental, you too can have 12 inches on the mountain.
Oh, yes.
Water in the desert. Yes, concur. First of all, water in the desert is always good. I'm not just impressed with the city's ability to pivot and say, hey, turn off your sprinklers if you're a Thursday waterer. We've got rain incoming. I think it's great that they've torn out a lot of public areas that had grass for no reason, while keeping parks, while keeping, enough grass that we can all sort of have that pleasurable experience.
Yes.
And the things that
Like, I
need it
believe
can
the
have-
guidance was if people aren't walking on it, get rid of it.
Right, like all that grass in the middle of the road, and I'm with them. Get rid of it. My yard is just about zero scaped. I don't have grass. I've got a few bushes and a trickle system. Just it spits water at them once a month, and they're fine.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I have
I'm with
no
you.
grass, and you will get it from me when you take it out from under my cold dead body.
And see, that's what's great. When I want grass, I can go to Slider's house, and and he's got a pool. I get grass, pool, dog time. It's fantastic.
Yeah, my house is
Absolutely.
amazing.
It is.
Yes. As someone
I'm
everywhere
with you guys
lived.
with the city. It would have been better if they told us they didn't want us to water this week. If they had told us earlier in the week, because my watering days were yesterday. So kudos for telling everyone once the rain was here.
Right.
Maybe
It's
maybe
like that,
remind us of that, early in the week.
it's like that email offer to the federal employees, Vegas has learned, let's not count on that rain until it actually falls from the sky. Then we'll adjust accordingly.
Truth bombs.
Text rain to 696969.
There we go. Yes.
Can we get that? Can we get that text number for our Sin City Spin number?
Yes.
You think Elon Musk let
I'm sure
696969 go? 'Cause you know he owns it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, we will find out how we can change our. But if you wanted to text us, you could do it at 702-721-7328.
Yes, you can.
Mental will read those.
No, Drew gets those. I get the emails and the comments.
Yes, I do. That's right. I got to check the phone stuff this week.
Oh,
Don't you dare answer a dating message. Don't you
I
dare.
so badly
Don't
hope
you
we
dare.
get some of those.
Don't you dare
Just-
send them to me, and I will
so
not
I
answer.
can answer one. If one of our 7 friends is listening, just send us an email and I'm going to answer it.
Don't you dare if it's dating and relationship advice. Don't you dare.
Ask Slider. Beautiful. I'll be busy not doing Valentine's Day. Thank you.
There you
I think
go.
we're all not doing Valentine's Day.
Pretty
Yes,
much.
it's unanimous.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. So I believe we did a show.
I think we did the thing.
I think we did the thing.
Yeah, is there an outro? Do you want me to read
There
that?
is. Would you please?
Yeah, hang on. You guys talk some more.
Sure.
You guys talk some more.
All right.
Talk some more. Oh, that's what's happening. You're typing. I've got the notes up as well. See, y'all can't see this awesome behind the scenes stuff. So first of all, I want to talk about this.
How to make the sausage.
I like this setup. The 3 of us all on here. I think that's kind of cool.
Yes.
I could get into doing this as sometimes break it up, mix it up.
Yeah. Well, as the studio progresses, we can get the cameras in there in the studio too. More than one shot. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, have you guys had enough?
Cool.
All right, I'm seeing the thumbs up. Seeing the 2 thumbs up. Thanks for joining us. If you want to disagree or agree, correct our math, find out where the good tacos are, drop us a line at sincityspin.podcast@gmail.com. God, that's a lot. Call or text us at 702-721-7328. We're on Facebook, Insta, Reddit, and the thing formerly known as Twitter. That's all we have. Stay safe, and hopefully luck will be your lady. But if you wind up broke, I hope you have a swinging time.